He remembers the day clearly, not because something dramatic happened, but because something inside him quietly collapsed. It was the moment he realized that the way he thought about money, the beliefs he trusted, repeated, and defended for years, were not protecting him. They were limiting him. For a long time, he believed his financial stress was caused by external factors: the economy, bad timing, a lack of opportunity, other people getting ahead faster. Those explanations felt comforting because they removed responsibility. But that morning, staring at his bank balance without panic or excuses, a thought surfaced that made him uncomfortable. What if the problem wasn't money at all, but the meaning he had attached to it? He wasn't irresponsible. He worked hard. He avoided obvious mistakes. He paid what he could and stayed disciplined in ways that looked reasonable from the outside. Yet progress never felt stable. Any unexpected expense triggered anxiety. Any pause in income felt dangerous. He lived in constant anticipation of loss, even during good periods. One quiet realization passed through his mind that day, heavy and personal. If money always feels threatening, the belief system behind it must be broken. He didn't want to accept that. Beliefs feel like identity, and questioning them feels like losing ground. His money beliefs were built in survival mode. Spend carefully. Don't trust abundance. Prepare for the worst. Avoid risk. Avoid clarity. Avoid responsibility disguised as caution. Those rules once kept him safe, but now they kept him small. Late at night, scrolling through other people's lives, he felt the familiar tension. Not envy for luxury, but confusion. How could others seem calm with uncertainty, while he felt fragile, even with stability? He told himself they were reckless or lucky, but deep down he knew that explanation was incomplete. What followed challenged everything he believed about security. The shift didn't come from learning something new. It came from unlearning. He started noticing how often his decisions were driven by fear, not logic. How often he avoided planning, because planning forced him to confront responsibility. How often he delayed action, because certainty felt safer than growth. He didn't realize that this awareness was already reshaping his financial identity. He began questioning his automatic thoughts. Do I really need this to feel safe? Am I avoiding this decision because it's wrong or because it's uncomfortable? Is this belief protecting me or controlling me? Those questions slowed him down. And in that pause, clarity began to form. Around this point, let's pause the story briefly. If you're recognizing your own patterns in this, fear-based decisions, avoidance, constant worry, consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Not as a favor, but as a signal that you're ready to examine your own money beliefs more honestly. Now, back to him. Once fear lost its authority, small changes followed. Not dramatic, not loud. He started looking at his finances regularly, without judgment. Money stopped being emotional and became informational. He stopped labeling himself as bad with money and started acting like someone in training. The most important belief he released was the idea that money controlled him. He replaced it with something quieter but stronger. Money responds to behavior, not emotion. That belief changed how he showed up. He became more patient, less reactive, more intentional. Not because life became easier, but because his internal rules changed. He no longer chased relief. He built consistency. He no longer avoided responsibility. He practiced it. Over time, progress appeared slowly, almost invisibly. But the anxiety didn't return. Even when challenges came, he felt grounded, stable, capable. His mindset no longer collapsed under pressure. There was a realization he only understood much later, one that might help others too. Money beliefs don't fail loudly. They fail quietly, by keeping you stuck while convincing you you're being careful. If this story helped you reflect on your own relationship with money, you're invited, calmly and without pressure, to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and explore the psychological materials mentioned in the description and comments. Not to buy anything, but to continue strengthening a mindset that supports growth instead of fear. Because the day he realized his money beliefs were wrong was the day his future finally had room to change.